Hello, Chuck McDowell, founder, CEO, Wesley Financial Group, and I'm sitting in our Las Vegas, beautiful Las Vegas office. Love this office. We've just added an additional office space here in Las Vegas. Just added additional office space in Franklin, Tennessee. So we now have, let's see here, 50,000 square feet in Franklin, Tennessee, and I don't know how many square feet this is, probably 15 or 20,000, or I'm gonna say we've got about 80,000 square feet of office space, a little over 300 people now. But I've been hearing a lot about you, this is Faye, and been watching your numbers and know a little bit about your story. And we met yesterday, but I was so moved when I talked to you. And I talked with some people this morning at our Franklin office, at our Tennessee office, about you. And I just want to kind of talk to you a little bit. So you were in the timeshare business for a while. How many years were you? And sorry about the Coca-Cola, I'm thirsty. This is just a conversation with two old friends of 24 hours.
That's right.
And but I think it's important to hear the story and understand why we do what we do and why we think it's important that we do what we do. And timeshare industry don't like us a lot.
No, they don't.
But that's okay.
It is okay.
As long as you're doing the right thing. We're doing the right thing, and most of them, well, so say some of them are not. Try to be kind. Because there's always Disney, and there's a couple companies that do everything right. A lot of companies have a lot of people that do things right, but some of them have people that don't do things right.
Right.
And did you do things right, or no? I hate to ask that question.
But it's an honest question.
Yeah.
And in my heart of hearts, I knew that I was not doing right.
How long did it take you to figure that out?
Right away.
Really?
And I've been in the
You're
industry
smarter than I was.
for 10 years, but I just hung in there because we're so told and drilled, you're changing a life. Go change a life today. That's what we were told on every day, go change a life. You're gonna make their life better. And then you realize that these people, a lot of them, they just can't afford it, but you still push to get them in.
Today and today only.
And that's what we're told to say. I mean, this is for today. They're not gonna get this same deal tomorrow. The straw that broke the camel's back for me was one of my very last days of work at the company that I was at. They said it's time to go from gray to just not being honest, and I wasn't going to do it.
After how many years?
10.
So what happened after, to be somewhere for 10 years, I always say that if you quit within the first year, but if you stay more than a year, they've pretty much got you for life. So how did you stay 10 years?
The goals that they would put in front of us, and you want to meet those goals, you want to beat those goals. I was top rep on numerous occasions, and you strive for that, and it becomes a part of your life. It's an ego thing.
Boy.
Totally.
They're good at that, aren't they?
They are. And I was one of the top reps at this company for many years, and it was probably the easiest thing in the world that I ever did when I walked away.
After 10 years, did you know what you were going to do?
I did. I knew I was coming here.
Oh, did you? So you quit and came here? Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
I did.
Now.
I did.
Wow.
I did, and best decision of my life
Why is
because
that?
I am on the side of angels.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I don't know if you know that, but my attorney, Aubrey Harwell in Nashville, we were in a meeting once, and he said that he used that term. He said, Chuck, you're on the side of angels. You're helping people.
We are.
You're changing people's lives, and differently, in a real way. And see, what's amazing, I'm watching you get emotional right now. Why do you get emotional like that? Because I noticed that yesterday, which is why I wanted to do this.
Because I know the lives that I'm changing today I'm helping them, and I'm guilty of hurting them. And so I feel that this is restitution for all the years that I may have hurt. And the people that I am able to help now, it's joyful, but there are times that I get off the phone, even today, and I just sit there and cry. because of the pain that they're going through, that these timeshare companies put them through, and they don't care.
It's amazing. I found that when we opened this office, I kept telling Robin and anybody that was here recruiting people to only hire people that have been in the timeshare business. Because as many times as Robin's the president of the company, and as many times I try to describe to him what happens in a timeshare sales, he'll never understand it unless he's actually sat at that little round table and looked across and saw another couple looking at you.
And they believe you.
Yeah.
They believe you wholeheartedly.
My last one is when I had she was in her 70s, so I remember, and I remember exactly where I was at. I remember the feeling was the worst part. She said, "You're the most honest timeshare salesperson I ever met." And I knew that I'd not told her the truth. And what that meant to me was I was the best liar she'd ever met. And that was my last. I decided that I couldn't do it. And I didn't have a job, and it was scary. So I started off just by contacting people that I'd sold and to see what you need to do to get out of it. And here we are now, helping thousands of people. But I'm just so how many different places what resorts did you only stay at one resort?
No, I worked in Hawaii. I worked for 2 different companies in Maui, and then came back here to Las Vegas, and I worked for 2 different companies here in Las Vegas as well.
How's it feel?
Amazing, amazing. I lay my head on my pillow at night and I sleep. I sleep well because I know that I'm not hurting anybody anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm changing their lives for the better. I'm helping them out of these nightmares, because that's exactly what they are. And they're able to start taking the money that they were putting into these companies, and they're putting it back into themselves now, which is where it needs to be.
I actually taken a real vacation without having to. I can't imagine having to take a vacation. And every time you turn around a corner, you worry if there's somebody in a suit or somebody in a dress trying to sit you down and give you a no owner update.
Exactly.
And when you talk to people and they've updated 7 or 8 times, and I'm always curious to ask them, so tell me what got you to buy this first time and then the second time. And when you hear these people's stories now, and you were on that side, it's easy for you to ask the questions because you know what they've been through, isn't
Exactly.
it? So how does it make you feel? Have you talked to anybody that you've sold yet?
No, I have not. I have not. And that day's coming. I know it is.
Well, the good news is you'll be able to help them.
Absolutely. I will be able to help them because I'm here.
Well, it's and as we sit down and start to do this video, we realized that my first manager was also your manager.
Yes, he was.
He's passed away now. We both knew Kenny, I guess we can use his first name. And he was a great man.
He's a great man.
And he was with us also. Now, is he the reason you know about me or not?
He is the reason why I'm here.
Okay.
Yes.
Kenny, we're thinking about you, bro.
And
you're going to get me crying.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love Kenny. He's a good man. And he was another one. Him and his wife both were in the timeshare industry for a while. I've met a lot of good people in the timeshare business.
Exactly.
That's a strange thing that such good people can get tied up in this. So just because you had a sales rep that lied to you, it doesn't mean they're bad people.
No, it doesn't.
It's really a strange phenomenon. I mean, almost. It's they're really good at this.
Well, they talk about the people being in a vortex or in the ether. And I believe that the timeshare reps also get into the ether of selling.
Yes. They put us in it, and we put the clients in it, and
Exactly.
it just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning, and it won't. And what's horrible to me is that timeshare actually started off as a really good product, but you had to stay in this unit every year in the same place, and then they went to this points thing, and it went nuts.
Right, but you were guaranteed that 1 week every year.
Yeah.
And then it went to purchasing air.
And then you can go where you can go anywhere, anytime.
Right.
And we'll rent it for you, and everything's free.
Yeah,
That's what all the
exactly.
rich and smart people do, right?
No.
No.
What do they do?
It's not for your kids.
No,
They buy. Maintenance fees are not free.
No, they're not.
And it might go up.
Might.
Might go up. I like to ask people, so how much your maintenance fee is going to be next year? And they go, I don't understand the question. No, how much will they be next year? Because you can't tell me. It could be whatever they decide they're going to be. It's nice to have you here, nice to meet you. But what would you say if somebody's watching this and they're, as you know, pretty much anything that they've been told from the time they went to their very first timeshare meeting to the time somebody called them and they were going to sell it for them. And so I think that's people in the timeshare business' fault. Almost it's like we're talking about the timeshare industry, how they spin our heads up, you meaning people that are selling timeshare. And then how we spin up we being a timeshare salesperson, if you're in the timeshare sales, God, it's hard to talk about both. I get confused myself. But when somebody owns timeshare up and says, I can sell your timeshare for you, and then, of course they can't.
No, there's no market.
If they can tell you they're going to sell it for $1,500 or maybe $5,000, there's a few timeshares that you might be able to get a little bit of dollars for, not much. But when they call you up and say, I can get $50,000 for it, I know you're shaking your head. No, we know that can't happen. But the reason they did that is because somebody sold them timeshare, so this is how much it's going to cost. You're buying real estate, and it's an investment, and you assume that everything else has gone up. My value, my home has gone up. God, not hit my mic. And so you assume it's going to go up. So I don't really blame the people that are telling them they can sell them. It's more the timeshare company that told them that it's real. It's something real.
Well, they put those things in their heads that they can sell them, and they also do this is a buyback or this is a foreclosure. There's no such thing as those things in the timeshare industry. And so when somebody is all excited that they purchased a foreclosure and you explain to them that the prices that they got were the exact same prices as the people right next to them, they're floored.
Yeah.
Because it's all part of the pitch to get them in there.
Today and today only. If you don't buy it today, that's why I think it's a really good idea if somebody were to come up with maybe a 24-hour cooling off period where even in our industry, if we contact you or you contact us, we don't contact anybody anymore. It's all of our calls are incoming calls. And we get over 3,000 calls a week. And as you know, we take 200 to 250 of those and they turn into clients. We're picky about who we take because I want to make sure that we know that we can cancel a timeshare and that we give them the very best service ever. But a 24-hour cooling off period for our business would be good. I think a 24-hour cooling off period for the timeshare industry would be amazing. I don't think many people, if they were pitched timeshare, they were trying to be sold timeshare today, they could sleep on it overnight.
They wouldn't own it the next day.
I don't think they would sell any timeshare. I think it'd cut their business by 80%. I think that would force them to come up with a new product that was actually good enough to let somebody sleep on and buy it. Where I'm happy with people sleeping on our
Absolutely.
company, and if you want to think about it for, I don't care how long you think about it, think about it a month.
Exactly.
Just sign a new 5-year lease and think about it for 4 or 5 years. I don't care. We'll still be here.
Right.
Lord willing. But so let me finish this video by me asking you this. There'll be people watching this right now. And then they're going to say, these are two people that sold timeshare, I would imagine. Number one, why would I trust these people now? And let's say I ain't even say it to you, I watch you get emotional. I love that about you because I know what kind of heart you got. And but not only that, why should we trust you now? And I'll just put it on you this time.
Okay.
I've had it put on me a lot. It's been 11 years of war. And why should they trust Wesley Financial? We'll start with why should they trust you now?
It took me 10 years to get to the point of where I'd had enough of hurting. And I've seen how many people I can help. I've seen the joy in their hearts. And that's all my whole focus is on. I don't care about anything else other than helping these people out of these timeshares now, because I know how bad they are. When I listen to these people on a daily basis talk about how they're having to refinance their homes. Or they're 85 years old and they still have to work to pay these timeshare companies back who don't care that they're financially strapped. And Wesley Financial Group is the only company that's going to help them out of these timeshares the way we are. We're proven. And it's our heart. It's not anything other than if you were to listen to every person from the top down, it's not about anything other than helping these people out of these timeshares. It's help.
Well, that's one thing I like listening to you when you're talking to my client. I've been preaching this for a long time, but it's not selling somebody something. Mm-hmm. We're just helping, just ask some questions, find out if we can help them. If we can help them, let's do everything we can in our power to help them and give them the very best service we possibly can. And that's why we've changed our contract now to where our contract is forever. As long as you're alive and you need help with your timeshare, we're here to help you, and we're not going anywhere. But it's nice to have you here, and thanks for sitting down with me for a minute. And,
I'm blessed to be here. It's okay.
Well, Kenny, that make me start crying myself. It's nice to have you. Thank y'all for watching this, and hopefully it wasn't too much of a waste of time. And be careful. Ask a lot of questions. If you're told today and today only, run. You know, in the timeshare cancellation industry, timeshare exit industry, I've always called it timeshare cancellation industry. And if somebody tells you that they're going to take your file and your case and they're going to turn it over to a law firm, be careful. There are attorneys that can help you, but that's a hard one. We do it the hard way, the long way. It might take you a little longer, but we're going to tell you the truth. And my cell phone number is on everything. We take this, we take it serious, and we take you trusting us serious, and especially after you've been in the timeshare business. It's, but it sure makes it nice to when you can sleep at night.
It does.
So hopefully we can help you sleep at night. Try to end this on an upbeat note.
There we go.
We're gonna get all cried, teary out of here. But hopefully we can help you. Hopefully you feel it in your heart and pray about it, think about it, talk to your wife, talk to your husband, and talk to Faye. You got a good person. And if you need to talk to me, you can find my cell phone number. But thanks for watching, and thank you again.
You're so welcome.
God bless.